Hello, everybody, and welcome to our kind of late but not as bad as E3 2018 reactions video, so predictions video. Today we're joined by,
Hey, Man.
Green Cobras Gaming.
And TheJamesRolls.
and I'm Lady Geared, you owner of microphones such as this one. So without further ado, let's get this started. So, what were your expectations going into E3 this year?
So, my expectations going to E3 this year, in all honesty, I wasn't really expecting much. I was just expecting, just the companies to show off games, and that's just what they did. I didn't really have any of that high hopes for anything, really. I kind of went in with low expectations, and yeah, my expectations were just pretty low this year. So, yeah.
God, it's been so long since E3. This is kind of hard to remember. I was definitely hoping. I was hoping all the different games they probably show off in previous years and stuff like that, and also I was hoping for more a different game. I was kind of expecting kind of more stuff from like some of the companies like Microsoft or Nintendo and stuff like that to be like, or even was it Green Enix, but I was kind of expecting it to be better than it was. But at the same time, I didn't want to have my hopes, or being too big. So I was hoping to be better because it's also because we didn't have one in 2020 at all. So my expectations were a little higher just because we didn't have one in 2020 at all. So I thought it'd be, but it was E3. Like sometimes some years ago is like or worse than others, and sometimes it's better. It kind of really depends on what you're also into and everything.
So, yeah, I kind of had probably a little too high expectations for E3, considering there wasn't one last year. So I end up kind of looking like a fool on that one, but I'll take the L on that one. I thought it would be a little bit better than it ended up being. I had more higher expectations than what we got. But as far as like stuff to be announced, honestly, like mentioned in the predictions and pretty much every year, you can pretty much predict a good majority of stuff whenever Microsoft does their conference, and also Bethesda, since those were combined this year. And Nintendo, it was obvious we were going to get at least one Smash character. We were probably going to get reminders of Mario Golf and some other titles coming out this year. And that was basically all I was really expecting, stuff that is basically easily predictable.
So my expectations were a little on the low side this year because, like, even though I was happy we were getting another E3, it was all going to be digital, and it just seems like Nintendo's like really one of the very few companies who can do a digital presentation right. But we'll get more into that a little bit later. Like, I was obviously excited for E3 because it's nice to see new games coming out and things like that, and knowing what's coming. But overall, it was a bit lower than usual, but I'm really happy that we did end up getting an E3 this year at all, because it was really weird not having one last year. And now for the next question, and this is probably going to be one we'll spend a long time on. What are your thoughts on the Breath of the Wild sequel?
First of all, glad that we finally got a trailer for Breath of the Wild 2 after it was announced so long ago, is what it feels like. We finally get a trailer for it, and it looked pretty good. I really enjoyed how the trailer looked. And I'm kind of hyped for the game. I still need to play the first Breath of the Wild, because I still have not gotten a chance to play that, but I am really excited for Breath of the Wild 2. It looks really good, and I hope it comes out soon because I really want to play it.
Well, yeah, it looks good. It does look good. Just glad we got a trailer at least at the minimum. Because it's been like I think 2 years since like they announced it, so and everything. At least 2 years, maybe 3 years. But it's been a few years since they announced the sequel. But at least we got something from it and everything besides just the announcement and everything, and a teaser. But at least we got a trailer, full on trailer, which it looks good. I don't know, like yeah. Look, it's probably gonna be great. The first one was pretty great, everything. So it's also nice seeing that. Hopefully it comes out like sooner than later. I mean, I don't know how far they're in development on it. I mean, it could be like multiple years, probably multiple years till it releases. But you know, wish that we saw a little bit more of it. But I mean, at least they showed something. So yeah, I mean, definitely excited to see more of it because you know I like the first one. So yeah.
So I think they gave just enough information for now, because obviously we'll probably get another trailer or two before it comes out. They did say a vague 2022, and then after the trailer they said we're hoping to reach 2022. So I think if anything it'll kind of be like Xenoblade Chronicles 2, where people thought that it would that when Xenoblade was announced to come out in December, people thought, oh, it's just like a vague thing. If they have to delay it, they'll delay it. I think that's what they're gonna try for Breath of the Wild sequel. I think they're gonna aim for the big holiday title in December. But if they do have to delay, we'll probably learn about that in maybe like a September direct, or like early next year direct. But Breath of the Wild sequel looks amazing. Like I said, they gave just enough to basically whet our appetites. We got to look at the new combined runes. We got the new ability, or Link, or whatever that character is, because some people don't think it was Link, but maybe we can get into that at some other point. But you can basically go through stone and go, like, you turn into a water drop. It's really, really cool. The stuff they showed was pretty great. I love how they brought back the Skyward Sword drop feature, and it looks like it's going to be really, really fun, and it makes more sense why they released Skyward Sword HD finally after so long. I loved the little teaser we got for the sequel to Breath of the Wild. It looks really, really good.
Considering I spent 2.5 years planning out my Breath of the Wild Let's Play, it's pretty safe to say that I'm excited for this one. Like, I'm really happy that it seems like it's going to be more connected to Skyward Sword than we initially thought. Like, the idea of exploring the sky, I'm really excited for that. It's just going to be so cool, and it just looks so awesome. So one thing I'm really curious about is like obviously a lot of people really want to see Zelda playable in this game, myself included. So I'm really hoping that's the case. Like that's one of my biggest wishes with this game is that Zelda's playable. But I'm also really curious to see just how much time has passed within this game, because it's going to take place 1 year after Breath of the Wild or just a couple. Because I really would love to see the character development across everybody in Breath of the Wild's world. Like, trying to avoid specific details so I don't go into too many spoilers or anything, but like, one big example I want to see is how Riju's grown as a chief throughout the past couple of years. I'm just really curious to see how much time has passed. The gameplay itself looks beautiful. Like, it's really clear that this game's no longer running on Wii U limitations, because as amazing as Breath of the Wild looks, that was running off a game built for the Wii U, and the Switch is obviously a lot more powerful than the Wii U, so it's going to be great to not be limited to that anymore. So I'm just really excited for this game. Real quick, I didn't have a note for this in the list of questions or anything like that, but do you guys have any ideas for what they could name Breath of the Wild to? Because they didn't give us a name yet.
I think they might go for something. It's hard to say because they do have a title for it and they know what it's called, but they mentioned when IGN asked, they mentioned that it would give away too much, the title of the game. Like it could give away too much. It's probably something related to Ganon and the whole phenomenon going on with Ganon's revival. I don't really know what kind of name it could have, though, but I think it's going to be related to Ganon's revival and the whole, like, spiritual aspect going on with that.
Well, my dream title would be The Legend of Zelda, Ganon is fucking pissed.
Nice. I kind of don't know. I can't really think of a title for it. I mean, they could just call it Breath of the Wild 2, and I'd be fine with that. I mean, but if they go with, an actual different name, I don't know what they'll do. Cause like, don't know. Can't really think of a really good title for it. But, but yeah, I mean, it could just be Breath of the Wild too.
Um, so I have a couple things to say about this. So, did you guys see that one fake Nintendo Direct parody? I don't remember who made it, but um, it was like I don't remember who made it, but I think John Cartwright voiced a part of it or whatever. But they made a big deal about what the game was going to be called, but then it just ended up becoming Breath of the Wild 2. um, as for what I personally think the game will be called, I keep wanting to think something along the lines of like A Link to the Wild, but I know that's kind of a basic name and not really that exciting. But at the same time, this is a very similar response that Marvel did when they were trying to hide Avengers 4's name, because that ended up becoming all big Avengers Endgame, but they didn't say the name of it for the longest time. So that's kind of like a similar thing that they're doing with Breath of the Wild. So, like, I don't know what they're going to call it. I just hope it's not lame. And for the next question, what are the other... sorry. Take two. As for the next question, what are your thoughts about the other Zelda announcements, namely the Age of Calamity DLC, Skyward Sword HD, and the Zelda Game & Watch?
Personally, in my opinion, I think the Age of Calamity DLC was probably the most underwhelming part of all the Zelda stuff, and that's just my opinion. I am not really that I don't really have that high of opinion on Hyrule Warriors because I'm not really into it that much. But I do want to play Age of Calamity. I just think the Age of Calamity DLC looks boring. But Skyward Sword HD, I am really hyped for Skyward Sword HD. I've been wanting to experience that game since forever, and I am so happy that it is coming out soon and it looks really good. And the Zelda Game & Watch, I am definitely getting that, even though it's like the stupidest thing in existence. I freaking love the way it looks. It looks really cool, and I'm definitely getting it. I got the Mario one, so I'm 100% getting the Zelda one. It just looks cool, and I know it's stupid, but I love stupid, so yeah.
Oh well, I mean, the most thing I'm looking forward to the other Zelda announcements is probably Skyward Sword HD. I know it wasn't announced at E3; it was announced before E3 and everything, obviously, like way before it. But Skyward Sword HD, definitely more looking forward to it because I never played the game before. It'd be nice to finally play it and everything and try the game out. Because I definitely need to expand my Zelda. Like, I mean, I don't like the only ones I really have played is Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess, and Ocarina of Time. So I kind of want to expand. One thing I need to do is expand into the 2D zone, but you know, maybe someday.
Star with Link's Awakening.
I have been thinking about doing that, but I mean, kind of really think if I just don't want to pay $60 for a game, that game though. Personally, because you know I'm not the biggest Zelda fan, so. But Skyward Sword definitely yeah, I would definitely want to try out. I know the Age of Calamity DLC. I know I don't have Age of Calamity at all. I mean, I do own Hyrule Warriors HD, or Hyrule Warriors Deluxe or whatever it's called. But I don't own Age of Calamity. Hyrule Warriors is a pretty fun game. I definitely might maybe try Age of Calamity someday, and probably maybe get the DLC. Like I don't know, maybe someday I don't know. As for the Zelda Game & Watch, I mean, it's cool for fans. I mean, obviously we know that what like Gator's reaction would be like, this is the best thing ever. But you know, but I mean, still it's cool and all that. Just not not the biggest Zelda fan, so. I mean, it's mainly the Skyward Sword HD. I'm kind of looking forward to if I do even get it.
So I'm not really a Hyrule Warriors guy, so I'm kind of indifferent about Age of Calamity stuff. It's cool that the game does tie into Breath of the Wild, so like that's a neat aspect, but I'm just not really a Hyrule Warriors guy. Skyward Sword HD, it's Skyward Sword. I mean, there's not really much to that. Skyward Sword is kind of like almost a black sheep of the family, even though a lot of people have been coming around on it in recent years. But it'll be exciting to play it with not stupid Wii motion controls. And as far as what was the last one? The Game & Watch. The Game & Watch. It's neat. It's better than the Mario one. The Mario one's pretty boring. At least there's 3 games that comes with the Zelda one, Zelda 2, and the original Game Boy Link's Awakening, so that's pretty fun. And the Game & Watch game where you basically whack-a-mole. So it's kind of cool. It's better than the Mario one. I'll probably end up getting it, maybe. I'm like 90% likely going to get it just because Link's Awakening's on there. But yeah, those things are pretty neat. Indifferent about Age of Calamity. Skyward Sword is Skyward Sword, so I guess kind of indifferent, except for the fact that there won't be the stupid Wii controls. And the Game & Watch is pretty neat.
So, how do I even start this? Because, like, I don't want to dare spoil anything, but I would just say Age of Calamity may very well be one of the coolest things the Zelda series has ever done. I won't dare spoil anything, and I really like what they're doing with the DLC. The playable Guardian looks awesome, and Zelda on a motorcycle is one of the coolest things ever. But compared to the DLC of the original Hyrule Warriors, it is a little underwhelming because I was hoping they'd take this opportunity to introduce more Zelda worlds into Age of Calamity, like bringing in Skyward Sword characters, tying into to tie into the Skyward Sword HD or something like that. They obviously weren't going to do that from the start, but it's just something I was hoping they would do. But I'm looking forward to it, even though it's already out by the time we're recording this video and I haven't gotten it yet, but it looks pretty cool. Skyward Sword HD, I love Skyward Sword. It's like my 4th favorite Zelda game of all time. And even though I personally love the stupid Wii mouse controls, I really loved the combat of that game, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how it translates onto Switch. Having the thumbstick controls for the sword combat is going to really help with that game get a better audience, because even though I personally love the mouse controls, I know it didn't really click with a whole lot of people. So hopefully people will be able to enjoy it more this time around. There really wasn't a whole lot new that was shown during E3, and I will admit that is a little concerning because I was hoping there would be something new with this version. But it seems like it's going to lean more into the Twilight Princess side of things, where it's going to be a bit more of a faithful recreation rather than what Wind Waker did, and perfected what was already great about the original while fixing what needed to be fixed. I was hoping Skyward Sword would lean more in that direction, but it doesn't really seem like they're going to. And as for that Zelda Game & Watch, that was probably like one of my favorite announcements at E3, because the original Link's Awakening has never gotten re-released. It's only ever been the Game Boy Color version, and I just love that so much, because the original Link's Awakening, even though it is completely outdated because the Game Boy Color version is a thing, it's still a really fun game to play through, and I'm really looking forward to playing through the game again, as if any another reason to replay Link's Awakening, because it's like the greatest game ever. So, the one thing that I will say is that, well, before I get into that, sorry. Before I get into that, I will say this is much better than the Mario Game & Watch that they were doing, because even though the Mario Game & Watch was cool, it was also kind of lame that it was like literally just yet another re-release of the Mario Brothers. So that was a little underwhelming, but I really am happy that they're doing the Zelda Game & Watch, but I am bummed that it seems like this is all they're doing for the Zelda 30th anniversary, aside from Skyward Sword HD. So I was kind of hoping they do it just a little bit more, but I'm sure the other 3D Zelda games will get released on Switch in some form down the line, even if we do have to wait a little longer.
Better than what they're doing for Donkey Kong's 40th anniversary.
Yeah, it's true.
I know, like, come on, it's 40 years. Come on, Nintendo, celebrate Donkey Kong, come on. Like, I still remember during E3, there was just like some YouTube or whatever that had like a Donkey Kong costume on while watching the Nintendo E3 Direct. It's like, so, but it didn't show up. Or the part when they announced, I think, was it the Super Monkey Ball thing? It's like, that's the one Kong, or one monkey or whatever. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did anybody else see that and immediately think it was going to be Donkey Kong, even though it's their 20th anniversary?
For a split second, yeah. I think everybody thought
Yeah,
that for a
I
split
think
second.
everyone did.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah, I know. That's
Yeah.
the thing. The 20 year, so yeah.
It is a little unfortunate that they're not doing that much for Donkey Kong's anniversary, but like, just go play Donkey Kong 94. It's the greatest thing ever. um, so the next question, going into Smash and moving away from Zelda, his name is Kazuya, and at the time that I was writing the notes for this, I actually forgot what his name was. So in my notes, I wrote, "What are your thoughts on Mr. Tekken Demon Punchy Man joining Smash?"
So, even though I don't play Tekken at all, I was really excited for Kazuya's announcement. Mainly because I really like playing as fighting game characters in Smash. Some of my favorite characters are Little Mac, Ryu, and Terry. And I just really love fighting game characters. They are some of my favorites to play as. And so another fighting game character getting into Smash, that just made me really happy. Even though I don't really know much about Tekken, I never played Tekken. Kazuya getting into Smash does make me want to play a Tekken game, so I'll probably play one before I get Kazuya because it's going to take some time, even though at the time of this recording he came out yesterday, so yeah. But yeah, I was really hyped for Kazuya's announcement. I think he is a really good addition into the Smash, Fighter Pass. And yeah, so that's all I have to say. Really glad there's another fighting game character in the Smash.
Yeah, yeah. The thing is, I remember when I watched the trailer for it, Ash did not even know the character, who it was, or like I didn't even know the guy was even from Tekken. I thought like the character was either from like Mortal Kombat or it was like another Street Fighter character. I mean, I was sort of in the right genre, like of gaming and everything. Just didn't quite know it was Tekken until like quite a bit farther down, until they really showed it said it's Tekken. I was like, oh, it's Tekken. Which I never played Tekken before, so I had no idea that it was a Tekken character. I thought it was like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, which I mean, I guess I have played Street Fighter before, only a tiny bit, but I mean I haven't played Mortal Kombat before at all either, or Tekken. So I mean I was sort of close. I knew it wasn't Soul Calibur because I played Soul Calibur and everything before, so I knew it wasn't that. So my guess was either Mortal Kombat or Tekken. No, I mean sorry, Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter, but it's actually Tekken when it was. So yeah, it kind of surprised me. I mean, it's also like it's all. I guess it's alright. I mean, it's just nice seeing another actual fighting from a different fighting game that, especially one we haven't seen from a series that we haven't seen yet. So it'd be nice if like the final one's from Soul Calibur or something like that. But it might not even be a Soul Calibur character. I don't know. It the final Smash DLC character could be like really anyone really, but I mean, it's a character. I mean, probably won't play as. I'd rather play as other characters and get other characters first. Like, for example, was it Seth Roth? Rather get him first. That's probably like the most what I'll probably get next as if I ever get another Smash DLC character. Because the only one I have besides Peter Pan, of course, is the one. I forgot what her name is. From Arms or whatever. I forget what her name is. I got
Midman.
Minmin. Yeah, that's what I got. That's who I have. I got Peter Pan, of course, which I got for free. But yeah, I think Sephiroth is gonna be probably the next one I might get, unless I just decide to buy a bunch of them at the same time. But you never know. But yeah, but anyway, the guy. Yeah, but anyway, I mean, it's just the thing is there haven't really been a DLC character in Smash Bros. Ultimate that I really knew anything about. The character I don't know really anything about. Like Joker, I first heard of Joker when it was announced for Smash Brothers. Like I didn't even heard of the name. Like because I still remembered when they announced Joker. When they showed the Joker card, I thought it was like gonna be Batman Arkham games coming to Switch. That's what I originally thought when the Joker first came out. like it's Persona's Joker, but not. I had no idea who that was, and then I mean I knew who Banjo-Kazooie is. Never played Banjo. I never played Banjo-Kazooie. I knew who they were. Sigurd I knew who I know played Final Fantasy VII. The one goal from Xenoblade never played either. I guess technically two different characters technically as one, but basically all the characters so far in Smash, at least in Ultimate, like there's just games I never played, so it's like, can I at least get a character of a game I actually played before? Like, I mean, it's fine getting characters that be nice to get characters that to play as that I never played before. It's cool and all that, but like, I kind of want a DLC character that of a game that I have played before. That's the only thing I want for the fact, like maybe, but by this way it won't be. It's like basically all of them so far have been a character from a series I never played before. So, which is kind of weird and kind of interesting that, despite how many DLC characters have been so far. But anyway, I think I talked about this question for a long time. I guess it's James' turn to talk.
How dare you skip over the Mii costume for Dragonborn?
I'm just talking about actual DLC characters, not like costumes.
Mii costumes are people too.
Or are they?
I mean, technically, since they have the deluxe Mii costumes, that basically makes Sans Bomberman and Fault Boy a thing.
I'm not counting costumes. It's kind of like actual playable characters that and everything.
I see. No fun allowed.
What? Fun allowed.
Anyway, so as far as Kazuya, I mean, it's kind of cool. I'd probably have to go back to earlier discussions, but I'm pretty certain I said I predicted during one thing for DLC we might see a fighting character like from Tekken. I didn't really expect Kazuya, and it's funny considering we're so late into the fighter pass that we didn't get someone from Tekken up until now, or any other fighting game like Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat, so it was like, oh, maybe they're not doing that this time. They're not gonna include a fighting person like Ryu, like in Smash 4. But no, they did. So it's pretty funny for that. Kazuya, I think, is probably up there with Ryu and Ken technically as being most faithful to their fighting game, because basically just like Ryu and Ken, you can do all the button combos for Kazuya to do all of his attacks, and it's pretty cool. I like the Heihachi cameo in the stage too. It's pretty awesome. I personally think Kazuya is pretty fun to play as, but maybe that's because I like playing as Ryu and Ken and actual fighting characters. So yeah, I think Kazuya's edition is pretty cool. I'm not the biggest fan of Tekken and everything like that, but it's still pretty cool to play as them, because technically Smash Brothers, technically it's a party game, but it's also a fighting game, so having characters from other fighting game universes is pretty cool, so I don't really mind Kazuya's addition to Smash, and he's pretty alright to play as, and I'm actually excited to see how he plays in tournaments, because I think Kazuya, if people train correctly with him, can probably do really, really well in tournaments with him, so I'm actually really looking forward to the future with that.
So, my opinion on Kazuya is not exactly a positive one. So, if you like the character, then just skip ahead a little bit, and because I apologize in advance. Kazuya might be my least favorite DLC character, honestly. Not even his trailer wasn't that great, because there was no build up to who this character was going to be. It's suddenly he's there, and I'm sure that's cool and all, because that wasn't the first time that happened. Little Mac's trailer, you knew immediately that was going to be Little Mac, but I don't know, Kazuya's trailer just wasn't really all that fun. Even the thumbnail itself was kind of boring, because Ganondorf looks like he's sleeping. And I gave the character the benefit of the doubt. Same with Terry, because like when Terry was first announced, I wasn't that excited either. But then he became one of my favorite characters in the entire game. But then Kazuya came out, and I started playing as him, and he's just not that fun. Like pretty much all of his good attacks, you have to be pretty close to have a good sweet spot with your opponent, and because of that, it's very easy to predict his movement. And so like he also struggles against faster characters like Mithra or Captain Falcon and things like that, and he especially struggles against people who have really good long range attacks. Like he gets completely destroyed by Min easily. So like he does have some really good attributes. Like I'm not saying he's a bad character or anything like that. He does have some really good things. Like I really like how many moves he has, and I wasn't at first on board with the command inputs, but they differentiated it from Ryu and Terry pretty well enough. And I think his demon form is pretty cool. That one move where he kind of crouches on the ground and gets super armor briefly, I think that's going to be very great movement options for him. But beyond that, like I don't know, like there aren't really any songs from the soundtrack that have interested me that much. I don't like that Haiichi is like literally the only Tekken cameo. I really wish there was more than that. It's just like all around, I think this might be my least favorite DLC pack in Smash Bros. So far, and it really bums me out because I want to like this character, but like I think they could have gone with better DLC fighters if they had to choose a fighting game character. Like I think Soul Calibur would have been a much better choice, more specifically someone like Talon or someone like that. But like personally speaking, this is my least favorite. But I know Tekken is a huge series, and I know a lot of people are happy that Kazuya's in the game, and it's wonderful that fans of the series are going to have a character in the game. And it's great that Tekken is in Smash, because they've been trying to get a Tekken character since Smash 4. Sakurai had said that he wanted to get Haiichi into the game, but I had a hard time figuring out how his moveset would translate into Smash. So it's great that they were able to figure out something for Kazuya. So it is great that Tekken is in the game. I'm just not personally excited.
Now listen, Gator, you're skipping over the best part of his reveal trailer. The fact that Sakurai had confirmation that F-Zero is a dead franchise by tossing Captain Falcon over the ledge was the best part of that trailer. And also the acknowledgement that ARMS is basically dead, because, like, even though it sold kind of well, it's probably never getting a sequel, so the fact that he also had Min be tossed over, and Kid Icarus, it was just a complete trailer of stuff, of dead franchises.
Then he also threw over Ganondorf and Marth, so are Zelda and Fire Emblem dead?
No, those were just the exceptions.
Screw you, Kazuya!
Technically wouldn't be Donkey Kong dead because they're not celebrating Donkey Kong's 40th anniversary this year?
I think they're still working on a game that I'm just surprised it didn't come out for the 40th anniversary.
Yeah. I mean, it's fine not having a game, it's just they're not even showing or doing anything yet, and it's already after E3.
I guess that is one other thing I wanted to say real quick. Why isn't Kazuya's Final Smash throwing somebody into a volcano? That would have been perfect.
Well, I mean, if it was Nintendo, they probably would throw Donkey Kong in the volcano because, you know, for the anniversary. For the anniversary.
Basically, I just want to throw Ken into a volcano.
Well, maybe I'll throw you in a volcano.
Yay!
And then you can live and tell the story to your grandchildren.
So I guess moving on, we briefly touched upon Mii Fighters a moment ago. I don't have this in my notes or anything, but I guess we could also touch upon that for a moment. So, what do you think of the DLC costumes? Because there's Shantae, there's Dante from Devil May Cry, there's the Skyrim dude. Who's the fourth one? Whatever the fourth one was. What do you think of the Mii costumes?
So, the only one I care about is Shantae, because that means Shantae is in Smash now, even though not really, and that's the only one that should matter. So, yeah.
I mean, I really don't care. I kind of more just really care if there's actually more DLC characters. That's really all.
So, Dragonborn's cool. I don't think people were expecting a Skyrim representation in Smash. Lloyd Irving is the other one from Tales of Symphonia, by the way. And people wanted Lloyd to be a character, so they were pretty upset that he got deconfirmed that way. Also Dante from the Devil May Cry series. Pretty cool that Dante's represented in Smash, even though it's not fighter, but... You know, maybe the theory from Smash 4's DLC will come true, because King K. Rool was a DLC costume in Smash 4, and look what happened. So Dante's pretty neat. I love the memes of... I love how Atlas West's Twitter account tweeted out the logo from the Shin Megami Tensei thing, where Dante appeared like an HD variant of it. That was pretty funny. And I also like... the edits of Devil Me Cry with the Dante Me. It's pretty funny. So yeah, Dante's inclusion's cool, and Shantae's pretty neat. I just wish though Shantae was a deluxe one, because it's just a little weird not having, I think, no, she's not the only, the Shantae costume isn't the only non-deluxe one of the bonus music track ones, right? Or is the Shantae one the only one?
What do you mean? Because Shantae does have music in the game?
No, usually the ones that have the deluxe treatment, like Sans and Vault Boy, those that came with a music track, they were basically like deluxe characters where they actually looked like the fighter, like Bomberman.
So you
is
mean
Shantae
like
the only one that's not deluxe that came with a music track?
I think so.
That kind of sucks.
That is a little weird, but that just gives us an excuse to bring over Utopia Shantae memes, because everybody has one.
Yeah, I guess. But yeah, the Shantae costume and music track inclusion's pretty cool. The Mii costumes this time around, the Ultimate Deconfirmation costumes, as I like to refer to it as, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool.
I do like that they did this, because they did acknowledge that these were characters that a lot of people really wanted. So it is nice that they were able to get some kind of representation in Smash. I am really bummed that Shantae is going to be a full playable character, but I am happy that she is at least going to get a Mii costume. I wish that they all had music tracks, because can you imagine the Skyrim theme playing in Smash? Like just having Skyrim playing over Woohoo Islands.
That'd be pretty cool.
That would have been amazing, but unfortunately that's not the case. That's pretty much everything I have to say about Mii costumes. So let's move on from Smash Brothers and talk about some other stuff. So, what are your thoughts on Metroid Dread and Mario Party Superstars?
Metroid Dread was the biggest highlight of Nintendo's E3 for me. That trailer was just all kinds of amazing. I freaking love that trailer for the game. It made the game look so cool and eerie, and it was just so awesome. I'm definitely getting that when it comes out, because I am just so hyped for Metroid Dread. It looks so fucking amazing. It looks so cool. I'm so happy that they're in their Metroid game. Oh god, it looks so cool. And then Mario Party Superstars, it also looks really cool. I'm not that big of a Mario Party person, but I'm definitely gonna pick this up. But yeah, just Metroid Dread, fucking lovely game. Love it so much, and I can't wait for it to come out.
Well, I guess Metroid's back to the 2D era now, with a new game, Metroid Dread, not Dead, Dread. With that one letter can make a difference. But yeah, this probably was the best thing about E3, like the entire E3 was just these two announcements to get together were probably like the best thing about E3. I mean, sure, Mario Party Superstars, its own game and not DLC. One thing is I do wish that the Mario Party Superstars was just DLC to Super Mario Party. Like, kind of wish it's just DLC instead of a full, $60 game and everything. But I mean, I guess. I mean, the thing is, you had like 10 Mario parties before that, and then well, actually more than 10. But I mean, 10. I think it was like 10 mainline games before Super Mario Party or something like that. But you still had like other Mario Party games. So like obviously they. I mean, it's nice seeing having a whole all the boards from the 64 era and everything. It's just seeing that's really cool and all that. Just disappointing thing, it's not DLC. I'd rather just have it as DLC, where you can just be on top of that, so you just can have it all in one game. Like, cause like that's the thing about Super Mario Party is like it only had like 4 boards. Like, I mean, sure, there's different modes and all that, but like, what are people who only want to play like that one just the normal mode, regular mode, like clicking stars and stuff like that, like the normal Mario Party and everything. Like, 'cause I know they had the different modes and stuff in Super Mario Party, but like, I don't know, I don't want to, cause you don't really want to pay $60 for just for a few more boards, and like, I mean, it looks good. It looks good and all that, but I'd rather have it just DLC. But Metro Dread looks amazing. Metro Dread's amazing. Like I said, I haven't really played a Metroid game before. I mean, technically, I played like an hour or so of Metroid Prime, the first Metroid Prime, but I really don't count that because it wasn't long enough. But maybe Metroid Dread might be my first Metroid game. You never know. Maybe, I don't know. But I mean, that one thing I do know is I do have a best friend, not of the core 4, but like it's the best friend I knew like basically most my entire life almost, that grew up on the specifically 2D Metroid and everything. And I know he's been wanting a 2D Metroid game for a very long time. Like, I remember when Metroid Prime was announced and everything. Everyone was super excited. Like, that guy wasn't really that excited for it because he's like, oh, I don't really care for another 3D Metroid. He wanted a 2D Metroid and all that. It's like, so now he does. So like, that's really great on fans who've been waiting for a long time. Like, so I think they mentioned it was like 19 years since the last one, which is crazy on the Game Boy Advanced. Like, so yeah, like I said, this is probably still the best thing about I know I did whine about the price of Mario Party and all that. So whether just have it as DLC, but it still look good and stuff. Like I said, even with both of them together, probably made the best is probably the best thing about E3 of this year's E3. So yeah, definitely excited for both games though. So
Metroid Dread looks absolutely phenomenal. Mercury Steam should be very proud of themselves. It looks like they greatly improved on what they did for Samus Returns on the 3DS, which is great because development team studio growth is phenomenal to see in follow-up games. 19 years since Metroid 4, since Fusion. Pretty awesome that we're finally getting a new 2D Metroid. Really, really great. It looks fun, it looks exciting, and I can't wait till it comes out. Finally, the payoff of the, Prime 3 had the file that mentioned the Dread project. It's finally coming out. It was gonna be a DS game. That's how long they've had this plan, and finally Mercury Steam brought the plan from the series producer to life. So I can't wait for Metroid Dread to come out. It should be very good. As far as Mario Party Superstars, it's really awesome that they're bringing back the classic boards in HD. I love how they pretty much told us right away that it's going to be basically more probably geared toward online play. So really the confirmation of the Super Mario Party update that added online being a stress test for the new one came true, and I can't wait. Mario Party Superstars looks great. I hope we learn info about the last 2 boards, and I hope there's a secret 6th one, because I hope they have 2 boards each from each of the 3 Nintendo 64 Mario Parties. That'd be pretty cool, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I can't wait for Metroid Dread and Mario Party Superstars.
Aside from Zelda stuff, this is easily my favorite announcement from E3. Just I think we did predict that there was going to be a 2D Metroid game before E3 happened, but I didn't actually think it was going to actually happen. It's like insane that Metroid Dread is something we're going to be talking about. That's not just like some kind of urban myth or anything like that. I'm I'm really excited for this. Like I've played plenty of Metroid games before, but I've never actually finished one. I got really close to Samus Returns, but I just never got around to going back to it. So it's really nice to see that they were confident enough to take that team and give them the work to make Metroid Dread finally happen after all this time. And when they said that the Metroid Dread project was near completion for Metroid Prime 3 Corruption, and like 17 years later, give or take, it's happening now. So by that logic, Pikmin 4 will finally come out in 2031.
It's never coming out.
Yep. Pikmin 4 coming to sometime in the future, but we have no idea when.
So that's for Metroid, not Metroid, Mario Party Superstars. This is what I'm really looking forward to. I do understand that it would have been nice if this was DLC for Super Mario Party. At the same time, this game's foundation seems to be based more around Mario Party Top 100 than Super Mario Party. Because like it's basically the same idea, but they're actually doing boards this time, which they should have done from the start. But I'm looking forward to it. Like when I saw Spaceland, my mind was freaking out because like I love Mario Party 2, and it's gonna be really exciting to be able to experience those games again. They said they're gonna have 100 mini games. I'm really curious to see if like how far into the series history that's gonna go. Are they just doing 100 from the original 3? Are they also thinking about games from after that era? Because I think some of the mini games from Mario Party 8 and 9 would particularly work well for Switch. So I'm really looking forward to this. I wish it was $50 instead of $60. That is probably like my one gripe with it. But other than that, I'm really excited for it. Like it's gonna have online from the start. That's gonna be awesome.
I believe that there are mini games from all of the Mario parties that have been revealed, except for 8. There haven't been any mini games from 8 revealed yet, but yeah, there are some from 9, 10, and basically all of them.
Can you imagine if like Mario Party Top 100 mostly had mini games from the home console games? Can you imagine if they did that for this one, except the home console game only had mini games from the handheld games?
That'd be pretty funny, but it's probably not gonna happen.
Imagine if it was from like just mini games from 9 and 10.
The mini games of 9 are actually kind of decent. The ones in 9 are actually kind of decent, but it's the fact that you never actually got to play with them because you spent your whole game playing that stupid car.
Can you imagine if they end up bringing the cart back in the future Mario Party game?
Why do you do this?
Or they created a Mario Party game that they get rid of the boards and it's just the mini games.
The Mario Party Top 100.
Yeah,
Oh,
or
yeah,
kind of like Mario Party Star Rush, because that wasn't really too board heavy except for like one mode.
Oh god, that's the one thing I don't like. I mean, I like Super Mario Party. It's just only 4 boards.
People say that, but then there's also the variation of the boards that play like Star Rush. And say we will about Star Rush, but I think that mechanic of having everybody playing on like a grid-based system and moving at the same time, I really like how that system works. And I think Super Mario Party handled it very well, and it actually changes some things with the boards. It's kind of like how with Splatoon, you have maps that have slight variations depending on what online mode you're playing.
I mean, I know they do have good modes and all that, but like, I still wish they had more than like the four boards and stuff like that. Cause I still remember like before I even got the game, because I know well actually actually what's funny was Super Mario Party. I remember like I had a family member who wanted to get that game but didn't have a Switch, so they just bought it on my system. And so then like basically a week or two later, that same person got a Nintendo Switch, and eventually they got their own Super Mario Party. I was like, oh, I mean, which I mean, it's nice. It was nice because I never played the game before, so it was fun. It was actually fun, experiencing it. And it's like it's a fun game. It's just it's not. It doesn't seem like there's like that much content. That much. It just seemed like because there's only like 4 boards.
Can't remember if it was my sister or a friend of mine who I played this with, but one time when I was playing Mario Party, Super Mario Party, we unlocked the 4th board and we realized that was it. And one of them said something along the lines of, "Wait, is that really all there is? Didn't the one on the Wii had like 6?"
Yeah, like 4. That's why I kind of wish that the Mario Party Superstars was just DLC, so we can actually have more boards. Like, I think they should do it where they only have like one Mario Party per like system, and have just DLC. Like, I think that would work better. I think they should have done that. Just have Super Mario Superstars as DLC.
Alright, now moving on to the next question. We were kind of on that topic for a little while. So, moving on to the next question, do you have any other thoughts on the third-party games as shown during the Nintendo Direct, such as Life is Strange, Guardians of the Galaxy, Fatal Frame, Ball, whatever else you want to talk about?
Okay, so going over some quick opinions on the first 2. Life is Strange is garbage. Guardians of the Galaxy looks interesting on Switch, but I believe it's only getting a cloud release, which sucks. So I might just get it physically on other consoles. Danganronpa looks pretty cool. I really like that. I've never experienced Danganronpa, and I'm looking forward to getting the games on Switch. Fatal Frame looks amazing. I love the way that game looks. That's a series I've been wanting to get into for a while now. So I'm very happy to finally be getting into it on Switch. Another game I'd like to talk about is Shin Megami Tensei 5. Looked pretty cool, and I really want to get that. I've never played a Shin Megami game before, so this might be my first one unless I decide to pick up another one. But yeah, that looked pretty cool. Those are really the only games I wanted to talk. Other games I wanted to talk about from Nintendo's E3, because those are the only ones I can really. Oh, the new WarioWare game looks amazing. Other than that, those are the only games I can remember off the top of my head. So yeah.
I know you said Life is Strange trash. I mean, I only played the first game. I enjoyed the first game and everything. They actually did at least when I played it. I mean, it's been multiple years since I played it, so I'm probably just get the. I think I'm probably just get the remastered version of the first game. I guess it's taking the first game and then the prequel, but I never played the prequel. I just played the original Life is Strange. I've been enjoying it. Probably won't get the sequel or anything, or not a sequel, but like a spin-off thing or whatever they're doing. I probably won't get on the Switch. I'll probably get on the Steam version when it comes out. I think September it comes out. So I think right after. I think it was like shortly, the same month of PAX at least. I think it might be like later September. I don't remember exactly when it comes out. September. I just remember it said September. But I mean, that's a game that I definitely want to replay because I do own. I mean, I do own the first game, but it'd be nice to see it remastered though with a little bit of quality. Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, I like Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, I like the movies, of course. Guardians of the Galaxy. I mean, it looks good. I mean, it looks alright. It's not really a game I'm really that excited for. Because I kind of like the characters do look kind of weird, and I mean, obviously it's not the same voice actors or anything. I mean, cool if it was the same voice actors, but I mean, it looked cool. Daniel, I probably don't really care about Fatal Frame. I mean, it looked cool. Never played it, so I mean, it looked like playing as that goal Captain Ghost is interesting, but I mean, never biggest fan of horror, but maybe try that game out. I mean, I'm trying to think what else. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that was, the third parties. Let's see, Nintendo. Oh yeah, the Super Monkey Ball. That thing is, at first glance, at the very beginning, like only for like maybe like a frame, or like a second or so, maybe not even 2 seconds. I was hoping it'd be Donkey Kong Country 40th anniversary or a new Donkey Kong Country game, like, cause because like I know they did port Tropical Freeze years ago. That's about still $60, but on Switch, but it didn't really do anything besides add an easy mode. But you kind of wish that we got a Donkey Kong Country game instead of a, I mean, it's nice for people who love the, Super Monkey Ball, but it's also Super Monkey Ball. I'm thinking what else, but like, I mean, I guess that's really it I can really think of. There's not really any other games I'm really excited for. I'm looking at it now. So I'm looking at all the games, but like I said, I'm more excited for like me. I'm a little excited too. We played the first Life is Strange. Not really. I mean, I never played the second game. Probably won't play the new one. But I mean, cause I just like the whole idea with the first game where you have like time and stuff, reversing time and all that. It's really cool and all that. But Guardians of the Galaxy looks alright. Even if I don't care, I'm kind of fan might maybe try out. But I mean, besides that, I mean, I can't really. I mean, that's really it.
So I'm gonna try to run through all of these very quickly. I'm glad Pancake brought up WarioWare, Get It Together, because that looks pretty fun. I'm glad they're introducing the co-op aspect of that. Life is Strange, I tried out the first game like years ago, because it was on sale, like most games are on Steam. So I bought it and I tried it out. It was alright. I might get it, I don't know yet. Danganronpa's pretty cool that it's finally coming to Switch. I know people really love that series, so seeing that on Switch is pretty neat. Guardians of the Galaxy, I was surprised to see that it was going to be on Switch, and as soon as I saw how well it actually looked on Switch, I figured it was probably going to be a cloud release, so that's not too surprising to me when that got officially confirmed to be a cloud release. Although, speaking of Guardians of the Galaxy, seeing it in action on the Square presentation, it was supposedly running on new-gen hardware, and even then it had a couple of frame dips, so I don't really know right now. But it's pretty cool. I mean, just to have something like that on Switch when you didn't really expect it to come to Switch, even if it is the cloud release. Yeah, it's kind of a mixed bag for all of the third-party stuff. It wasn't during it. I don't remember if it was shown in the Direct, but I know it was shown on the Treehouse. They gave a bit of a look at No More Heroes 3, and that's coming out this year still, so, I mean, that's pretty cool. Yeah, there's not really much else that I can remember off the top of my head, and I think I listed all the ones from the question. Oh, Fatal Frame. Fatal Frame is alright. I think it's actually a game that was released in like 2014 or something, but probably didn't sell well or something, because the name of the title sounded familiar. But Fatal Frame's cool. I mean, at least it's not dead like F-Zero.
Before I say anything, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't Fatal Frame a first-party Nintendo thing?
I actually don't remember.
I don't remember if they developed it or if it's like a Bayonetta situation where they only published it, but I was very surprised to see that's getting a multi-platform release, because it's gonna be cool to see more people get a chance to play that. Yeah, that was the one that they first released on Switch, on Wii U, excuse me. So that's another Wii U port we're gonna be getting. That's gonna be pretty cool. I will say that hopefully they don't butcher the release, because that was a big reason why the original version didn't do very well at all in North America, because it's only released digitally here, and that sucked. So I hope it does better this time around, because it looks like a really great game. And as for the other games, what else did I list on there? Life is Strange is one that I'm very curious about. I played a demo of it briefly at PAX a couple years ago, and I thought it was pretty fun, but I don't know much about the series, but it's something I've been really wanting to try. Guardians of the Galaxy is one that I was really excited for at first, but the more I look into it, the least excited I get, because like the first announcement trailer that they had during the Square Enix conference looked really great, and then they spent 20 minutes on it, and it's like, okay, you're an RPG company, why are you spending so much time on a Marvel game? But then when it was announced for Switch, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. It's a cloud version. Okay, whatever. So I'm sure it'll be fine. Hopefully it does the same thing that Hitman does, where they'll have you do a test run to see how well the game runs with your internet connection before you actually buy it. Because I think that's something Hitman did really well. But the thing is, it's made by modern day Crystal Dynamics, I believe, and they also made the Avengers game, and we also saw how that turned out. But hopefully this means that if it turns out well, that means we might get Tomb Raider down the line, hopefully, maybe, sort of, kind of. That's I don't really have much to say about the other games. Like, I'm sure WarioWare is going to be fine, but I don't personally like WarioWare games. And Super Monkey Ball thing looks pretty cool too. But that's pretty much everything I have to say about everything else during the Nintendo Direct.
I forgot about Monkey Ball. I play Monkey Ball 1 and 2 a lot with my cousins, and I rage at Monkey Ball. I'm excited for Super Monkey Ball Banana Mania, because it's basically 1, 2, and Deluxe. I'm excited. I forgot it. I feel ashamed. Alright, moving on.
How dare you? You're gross. By the way, I apologize if you hear baby noises in the background. My niece keeps skipping. So, the next question. Were there any other games shown off during the other presentations that you'd like to talk about?
The only other game that I can personally remember, off the top of my head from any other presentation, was Halo Infinite, because I thought what they showed off of Halo Infinite, specifically the multiplayer, looked really great. More specifically the multiplayer, because the multiplayer looks freaking amazing, and I really want to get a Series X, and I really want to get Halo Infinite when it comes out, because I know that Free for Free hasn't really been doing that good of a job with the series, but what they showed off at this year's E3, it looks pretty good, and I do want to try it out. I really do, and I really want to enjoy it. I enjoy Halo Reach, so I might enjoy Halo Infinite. Just that I was really just blown away by what they showed off of the online multiplayer, and the fact that it's free. They'll probably put microtransactions in it, but it's free, so doesn't really matter. But yeah, it looks amazing, and I'm pretty excited for it. But like I said, off the top of my head, other than the Mario plus Rabbids sequel, the only reason I didn't really mention it at all was because I haven't played the first one, and I still want to play the first one, but that one looks pretty cool. So Halo Infinite and the Mario plus Rabbids sequel are the only two I can remember. They both look amazing, and I'm hyped for both of them, and I really hope they're good games because they look amazing.
Yeah, Halo Infinite's really the only big one I'm really excited for. I mean, I love the Halo series. Like, I know Halo 4 and 5. I mean, Halo 4 is still pretty good. I mean, I have been recently playing a little bit of Halo 4. It's pretty fun. It's not as good as Halo 3 or Reach or anything, but it's still pretty fun. Definitely want to try to replay Halo 5. I mean, to be fair, I actually never beaten Halo 5. I beat them Halo 4, of course, but I actually never beaten Halo 5. Just Halo 5 was one of those things where I kind of got into it a little bit, but midway I kind of stopped because I couldn't get into it. But I just hope Halo Infinite's good, because we need I mean, I love the Halo series, especially Halo 3, and Halo Reach is also great as well. But Halo 3 is just top Halo. But
so basically, what you guys are saying is Cobra won Halo Infinite.
I mean,
I mean, Halo 3 is the best of all the Halo games, but I just hope Halo Infinite's actually good. I hope it's at least as good as Halo 4, if not better. Like, hopefully it's better than Halo 5. I mean, the thing with Halo 5, I know Halo 5, a lot of people did like the multiplayer. Like, that's the weird thing about Halo 4 and 5. Like, Halo 4, the campaign was good, but the multiplayer wasn't that great. But then Halo 5 was the opposite, where the multiplayer was good, but the campaign wasn't that great. So, I mean, from multiple different people, when I heard and stuff, I mean, I technically have played Halo 5, but I mean, I played more of Halo 4 than Halo 5, and plus we're playing Halo 4, so it makes sense why I played more of Halo 4. Plus, I beaten Halo 4 before, even before we're playing it now. But, and also part of the reason I'm replaying it, so be prepared for Halo Infinite when it comes out. And I just hope it's good. I mean, I always loved the Halo series, especially like Halo 3. Like I mentioned many times, Halo 3 is my favorite Halo game. No, no, we didn't Let's Play of it yet. I mean, I still have the Let's Play Halo 2 as well, but maybe someday, along with a remake of my Halo Reach Let's Play. But yeah, it's just, I mean, that was kind of the biggest thing. I mean, I know there's the Forza Horizon 5, which I mean, I guess I have played one of the motors. I mean, I own Forza Horizon 2, the second one, and I mean, it's definitely a fun game. Probably won't get 5. I'm probably won't get 5 just because I mean, I only have 2, and like, it's kind of tiring when you just get it's one of those things where they just have yearly releases of Forza and stuff like that. I mean, I know it's not Forza Horizon every year, but it's either like, it's basically because I think they have a game like every other year, whatever. Like, because like probably last year they had like Motorsports 7 or 8 or whatever number they were on last year, and then this year they're on Forza Horizon 5. So it's like, because like the thing is, Forza Horizon 2 is on Xbox One. We're already on 5, and that's just the Forza Horizon. That's not even counting the Motorsport one version of, which is just like a normal racing game. The one thing I do like about the Forza Horizon is like open world and not just not just generic racing game. But I mean, it still is technically a generic racing game, but still it's open world. But only played the second Forza Horizon. But I mean, that's the thing. It's just like, there's not that much big difference. I mean, sure, there might be quite a bit difference between 2 and 5, but there's not much between 2 and 3, or 3 and 4, or even 4 and 5. Basically, what I'm saying. So like, it's kind of annoying. I just wish that games. I would just kind of wish that there's certain series that doesn't have a game every single year. I mean, I know I got in Pokemon. Pokemon is one of those games that has done that for a while, but even then, that's still different. It's different than, Forza or Call of Duty or whatever. Or Battlefield, or I don't think Battlefield had been having yearly release though. But I know COD had always been, and thankfully Assassin's Creed stopped that a while ago. But still, I mean, there's a few exceptions like Pokemon and maybe Mario. I mean but Mario's different because they had different types of games. But yeah, just that's what my gripe with that is. Think what else, if there's anything. There's not really. I mean, I'm not really that excited for Mario Rabbids. I never played the first game. It's just don't really care for the Rabbids series at all. Really, don't really care for Starfield. I was hoping to see more of Elder Scrolls 6. I was hoping to at least get a title or a trailer this year. Got nothing. I hope they don't do another Fallout before Elder Scrolls 6. I really don't, because they had Fallout 4 and 76 since Elder Scrolls, since Skyrim. Skyrim's 10 years this year, so like, man, I mean, watch as they release Skyrim for the X and not for the Series X and the PlayStation 5 before they release another Elder Scrolls game. That's what's gonna happen, to be honest. There's no Skyrim part, which I mean, I love Skyrim, but I mean, I already own it on my PS3 and also own it on my Xbox One, so there's no point of getting it a third time. So I just really want to, but I probably won't. I mean, I don't own either system, but I don't own a PS5 or Series X. I do really want to get a PS5 though, but I mean, that's kind of hard right now. And you know, definitely nice to save money before it actually becomes available pretty easily. Um, I mean, kind of think if there's any other games I mean, that's it's mainly Halo. What I'm really excited for. I guess there is I'm looking. I'm just looking at the Wikipedia of 2020. I guess there is the Sea of Thief thing, pirate thing. But even then, I'm not excited for it. I mean, it's modern wear. It's not like classic wear where they had like, Donkey Kong Country, Banjo-Kazooie. And it's not, or Conquer. It's not. That's the thing. Is like, I'd rather just play a Pirates of the Caribbean game, not a Sea of Thieves with Pirates of the Caribbean characters in it. Which, I mean, that's cool and all, but I mean, Halo Infinite is basically the only really thing really on here that I'm really excited for that we haven't talked about yet. So, yeah.
So, Mario plus Rabbids, I'm glad Pancake brought it up because it was actually why I was like spacing out from that. Get it? Because it's a game in space, the Rabbid Rosalina. Yeah, Mario plus Rabbids 2 looks exciting. The development team's apparently 3 times larger than the first one, and they already said that there's going to be extra content after the launch, so I'm expecting another DLC campaign thing like DK's Adventure from the first one. I loved the first Mario Rabbids. This one seems like it's going to be like a million times better, because it's apparently the development team took criticisms from the first one, like the limited movements and stuff in the battles and everything, and they got rid of it. So it's going to be really, really great. I think Mario plus Rabbids 2 Sparks of Hope is going to be phenomenal, because I love the first one. I'm excited for that. Forza Horizon 5, absolutely stunning game. It looks like real life. Those types of games, the racing games, those are the ones that I don't mind look utterly realistic, because actual environment and mental stuff and like cars and stuff, that fits that type of art style. Like the video game characters looking real human-like, I don't think I'll ever get used to that, but that's just me. So Forza Horizon 5 looks amazing. I love it. Probably not gonna get it because I don't own a Series X or S or whatever, so but it looks great. And Halo Infinite, obviously the big one. It looks alright. I'm not really a Halo guy, but that's not me. So for the Halo fans, I know obviously Cobra, Pancake, looks great for you guys. You guys are clearly excited about it, so I'm happy for you guys, happy for the Halo fans. Although it's weird that they were vague and didn't do a release date thing again for the first time since it was revealed. They were kind of just like, alright, here's the game and that's it. So hopefully it's coming out this year still, but maybe early next year. Who knows? But yeah, that was pretty much all the extra games from E3 that at least I remember that I would like to talk about. So yeah.
Sorry, I was reading the Discord chat and Pancake's comment.
Hooray for editing!
So there weren't really a whole lot of other non-Nintendo things I really cared about that much. Surprise, surprise. The Mario Rabbids thing looked kind of cool. I wish we could see a little bit more gameplay of it though. It seems like none of them except maybe Xbox really knew how to do like a good digital presentation. Because I think like Ubisoft, for example, I think that one had the most awkward one where they were kind of staring into the camera and trying to pretend that they were having a conversation with the other developers, but then it would change perspective to the other developer they're talking to, and it was a completely different room. That was so distracting.
This is not as bad as Square Enix, where they just spend 20 minutes on a mobile game, and then like 5 minutes later spend like another 5 minutes on another Marvel game that no one liked.
That Square Enix conference, when they announced the remasters for Final Fantasies 1 through 6, and then at the very end where it says it's only on PC and mobile, that was heartbreaking.
Oof.
Beyond that, Halo Infinite looks kind of cool. I'm not much of a Halo guy, but I'm sure I'll try this one out eventually.
Maybe we can all start it.
um,
All-Star hit. Oh, I would love to do All-Star Halo. Even if it's not infinite, like it's All-Star Halo game.
It's a co-star where Brandon teaches all of us how to play Halo.
Halo 3 All-Star. Oh no, what's funny? It's Halo 3 All-Star, but 3 of you play the game. Like, when you do Halo 2, have 2 of you, but when we play Halo 3, do 3 of you. I mean, with Halo 4, well, Halo 4 would be complicated because we would have to get a fourth. We would have to get guests with that.
And then it'll become a versus.
Yeah, versus me beating you all in Halo 3.
So I'm sure there's other games that we haven't mentioned yet that would probably be worth mentioning, but honestly, I can't really remember a lot of other ones right now. So we're gonna move on to the final question. Do you have any final thoughts on E3 2021?
Overall, I'll say that E3 2021 was pretty underwhelming in my opinion, but we got some pretty good announcements out of it, mainly from Nintendo. I mean, we got things like Metroid Dread, we got the new Mario Party game, we got a lot of good stuff from there. And then, of course, from Microsoft, we got Halo Infinite. So we did get some good things here and there, but overall, it was pretty underwhelming. I do hope that next year's is better, but I did like that we finally got an E3 again, and even if it was underwhelming, I'm still happy that we got one this year. So, you know, those are just my final thoughts. You know, underwhelming, but I'm happy with it.
Yeah, it's kind of disappointing. I mean, obviously Nintendo won, of course, like by a big margin. But I mean, Microsoft was second, of course, but yeah, kind of disappointing. I guess I'll say Square Enix or Capcom maybe last. but yeah, it was kind of disappointing. I mean, Nintendo basically saved it with Metroid Dread, basically. And like Mario Party Superstars and all that, and then also showing Breath of the Wild at the end and stuff like that. Just even even then, Nintendo's wasn't like phenomenal, but it still was pretty great. But yeah, it was kind of definitely disappointing, like E3, especially because we didn't have one last year. It's just we'd think it would be a lot better than it was, but I mean, part of it could be COVID, or part of it could also be because Sony doesn't do E3 anymore. But I mean, Nintendo's, of course, Nintendo lately has been doing the best, and second was Microsoft usually, but recently, last year they didn't have E3, but I mean the years before that we had Nintendo, Microsoft still winning the comments, either or, but yeah, it's just disappointing that we don't have Sony anymore at E3 anymore. I mean, because they did their own thing, which is kind of disappointing. But yeah, that E3, I wish it definitely could have been better. But I mean, obviously, they're probably working really hard on games, so they can't show everything you probably want. But yeah, just definitely disappointing because we didn't have one last year.
Yeah, this E3 was saved from being super terrible just from Nintendo showing up and showing Smash right away. And then obviously Metroid basically confirmed they won E3, and that it was an average E3 this year. Yeah, that's really all I have to say. It was pretty average this year.
It is nice that we did get an E3 at all, because, like I said earlier, it just felt wrong not having one last year. Even though most game companies nowadays seem to be doing their own thing, it is still at least nice to have some kind of event to have most of them together. So that's pretty nice. I don't really have a lot else to say that I haven't already said during this video, but I will say I'm really sad we didn't see Splatoon 3 at all during Nintendo's E3 thing. Like not even a Treehouse segment. That was really disappointing. And it kind of makes me wish that they would have just waited to announce Splatoon 3 in the first place until E3, because I think that would have been an amazing announcement. But at the same time, we do know Splatoon 3 is on the way, and it's going to be awesome when it does come out, so I'm looking forward to that. But that's pretty much everything we have to say. So, thank you all so much for watching this E3 reactions video. I'm Lady Gear to you, and they are...
Thank you, Garman.
Green Covers Gaming.
And TheJamesRolls.
And next time, Lady Gear to you. Oh yeah. We had a normal outro for once. Yes.
Yeah!
Thank
Yes!
God. Round of applause, yay!